Hi, Nicole here with the 5 Waiting Rooms, and today I'm going to be answering a question we've received. So the question is, took a pregnancy test, came out positive, but I've been cramping a lot and my back hurts. My breasts are really sore. I had nausea and I'm breaking out a lot too. It feels like I'm getting my period. I wanted to know if that's normal. Firstly, congratulations that you got a positive pregnancy test. That's awesome. In my personal opinion, I think that all the symptoms you've described are perfectly normal. I know in my pregnancy I broke out a lot. I did have cramping and I had tender breasts. I had all the symptoms that would feel like my period was coming. And I think a lot of the hormonal changes in early pregnancy are quite similar to that of getting PMS. So it is really hard to differentiate whether we're getting our period or whether we are pregnant. But because of course you got your positive pregnancy test, you know that you're pregnant. And if you're worried, it is probably best to seek your doctor's advice. But I think what you're describing is perfectly normal. It all comes when our hormones are changing in early pregnancy. So it can lead to a lot of hormonal disturbances in our body, and our body's getting used to things changing up a bit. The only time you really do need to be concerned is when your cramps are also accompanied by bleeding. I had bleeding with my pregnancy of Roman. I got the cramping and then I went to the toilet and I saw the blood. I was having what they call threatened miscarriage, which means that you're not miscarrying yet. It just means that something's obviously not quite right. But it has also been discovered that quite a lot of women do have some sort of bleeding in early pregnancy and go on to carry a normal healthy baby. So please, if you're worried, see your midwife or your doctor, but don't freak out too much because most likely these kind of symptoms are perfectly normal. In our 2-week wait, our bodies love to play tricks on us because PMS and early pregnancy symptoms are really, really similar. Our bodies love to make us wait for that anticipation to see, is outflow going to arrive or are we going to get a positive pregnancy test? Things like skin breakouts, cramping, sore boobs, fatigue are all PMS and pregnancy symptoms. There is no real way to tell if you're pregnant or not unless you have missed your period and you take a pregnancy test. Morning sickness and a missed period are the most common signs of early pregnancy, as well as fatigue, but fatigue can also be mistaken for PMS as well. But morning sickness is rarely, only in a few cases, probably experienced for PMS, so it is more likely to be an early pregnancy symptom. A missed period is almost a sure sign of pregnancy, unless of course you have irregular cycles or you've had a lot of stress that month. That can also alter your cycle a bit, so your period could be a bit late. A lot of women also experience a little bit of spotting in early pregnancy, and that can also be confused for a period. The spotting in early pregnancy can also be called implantation spotting, when the embryo is burrowing itself into the uterine lining, and that's a good thing too, but some women, if they find out that they're pregnant, can really freak out at the sight of blood in their underwear, which I completely understand. Went through that with Roman, and it can really freak you out, but it is usually quite normal. So isn't it funny how our bodies just like to play tricks on us? You know, they really like to make sure that we don't know until the very last day whether we're pregnant or not. We have to wait for our period to be missed, or we have to wait for that pregnancy test to turn positive or not before we know that we're pregnant. We can look into all these signs and symptoms and think, am I pregnant, am I not? But really, every woman is different. Some women get absolutely no symptoms and be pregnant, and other women will get every symptom in the book and not be pregnant. So really, it's each woman to their own. There is no two women alike. Every pregnancy will be different too. My last pregnancy, I got a lot of symptoms. Next pregnancy, I may get nothing. So it's really a waiting game to see if you're pregnant. But I still think it is a great fun to look at all our signs and symptoms, as long as you don't take it too far and wind yourself up about it. Have fun, record your symptoms, sorry about my dog barking in the background there. Record your symptoms, see if they're going to be the same next month. You might see something different, but that's all the advice I can give you anyway. Just remember though, if you're ever worried about anything, remember to see your doctor first. Alright, see you guys.